Welcome to Artistic Adventures. Since we're in the middle of Mardi Gras season, I decided to make a doll's Mardi Gras mask. I thought that would be a lot of fun. So let's get started. So take the doll of your choice. You can use any type of doll. I'm using a Monster High doll here and put some saran wrap over her head. Then I'm taking a thin piece of polymer clay that I rolled out flat and just pressing that into the features of her face. After I do that, I'm going to carve around where I want the mask to be with an X-Acto and pull the clay off. And then just carefully remove the clay from the plastic so it doesn't lose its shape. If you put a little water on the plastic, it helps to remove it. Then I balled up a paper towel, put some aluminum foil around it, and I'm using that as the base that I'll cook the mask on so that it won't lose its shape. And that's how it looks before I bake it. And bake it for 30 minutes, and this is the finished product. It turned out okay, and I apologize. I cut the eyes out off camera. I wasn't thinking. I just started cutting them out with the X-Acto knife, and after I had them cut, I was like, oops, I should have done that on camera. Anyway, now I'm polishing off some of the uh, little small protrusions. There really wasn't that many, but I wanted it to be completely smooth. And once you do that, I'm going to use this Liquitex Matte Medium, the same one I used for the doll faces, and put a coat of that on the surface of the front of the mask. That makes it a little tacky and helps the paint stick to it better. And once that's dry, I'm going to put some holes in the side for the strings of the mask. And I just drill a hole there on either side. I'm using a wine cork in the back to uh, absorb the drill bit. So once you get that done, then you can start with your decorations. And I'm using acrylic paint, and I found different Swarovski crystals and some feathers. I'm going to be sticking with the basic Mardi Gras green, gold, and purple for this mask. And the first thing I'm doing is putting a mixture of white and gold paint around the outside edge. And later I'm going to do some more to the edge, but I wanted to just do that part for right now. Then I'm going to start going in with the green and purple and gold to make the design on the face. The fun part about these masks are you can find so many different creative ideas. You can look on Pinterest or just do a Google search for Mardi Gras mask and find all different kinds of designs. And pick one that you like, and you could do that one. This one I liked because it was fairly simple, and I liked using the traditional colors. The only problem I'm having is the green is a different brand of acrylic paint than the others that I'm using. And for some reason, I had to put like several coats on to keep it from looking so splotchy. And the purple, I actually am mixing blue and red together. I didn't actually have a purple, but it's working pretty well, and I only put a couple of coats on that. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I bought a cheap brand of green paint. And I'll put a couple hearts there over the eyes, and then gonna use, yeah, put some more green on. I keep doing that. Eventually it'll look solid. And then I'm gonna put some lips on with just that gold paint. And the gold is a sort of a metallic color, but it looks really pretty, very shiny. At one point I thought about using glitter glue, using the gold glitter glue, but this paint turned out so nice, I decided not to use it. But you could if you wanted to. Certainly, these masks can be very glittery. And the lips can be sort of the stylized look or more realistic. I've seen masks with both, and it's really your choice what you want to do. I just sort of like the more harlequin look of these lips. And more green paint. And then once that's dry, I'm going to go around the eyes and the decorations with an outline of the gold metallic paint. And that gives it a really nice appearance. Really happy with that gold paint. That worked really well. And you can do, I've seen some really cute ones just black and white, more like the Harlequin look or the Joker look. And this one's just really pretty simple. So once you get the basic of the design done, you can let that dry. I did put a couple of little doodads under the eyes. You can see a couple little curly cues there. That's pretty much the paint work for the main part of the face. I'm going to go back around the outside edge and with that gold metallic paint and put a strip, a solid strip, and then from that I'm going to stipple out a little bit into that lighter shaded share area that we did on the first part, just so it's sort of shaded in. And then up at the top, once I get that done on the whole round of the face, I'm going to just do a little widow's peak down in the front. Okay, now I'm going to start applying crystals for some added decorations. I have green, gold, and sort of an iridescent purple that I'm using. And I'm just basically putting them at the edges of the eyes and accenting areas of the decoration. I put one up at the widow's peak and ain't really anywhere you want to. There's no law here. But I think it turned out really pretty. Now I'm going to work on the feathers. I've got a gold, green, and a purple feather that were fairly long, and I'm just gluing those together at the base. And somehow or other, I managed to do that completely off camera. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get started working and I'm not watching the monitor. But anyway, I just glued them together at the base and would let those dry. And now I'm just threading the ties that I'll be using through the hole and tying a knot in the back and then putting a glob of glue down at the base of the knot when I pull it through. And once I do that, I can trim the excess off of the knot. And there it is. The last step will be to put a coat to protect the paint, and I'll be using that Liquitex High Gloss Varnish for this. I'm not putting it over the crystals, just on the painted parts and the white part of the face. I don't want the crystals to lose their shine. And then once that's completely dry, I can go back in and apply the feathers. I'm going to put those on the right side of the mask. For you, it'll be on the left. And just putting a glob of glue there and making sure that green tie is going to be underneath it, so I'll hold that down while I'm putting the glue down. Putting a couple of smaller feathers pointed downwards, and then I'm taking those longer feathers that I managed to glue off camera and sticking those pointing up. Now I'm going to take some gold ribbon that has wire in it, wrap it around this paintbrush stick to make a spiral ribbon, and then I made 3 loops out of the rest of it and glued all that together at the bottom of the loops, and then attached that to the side where the 2 feather batches meet, and then I put a big purple rhinestone there on top of that. Now I did add some additional crystals to the side of the rhinestone, but that's the finished mask, and I think it turned out really cute. I hope you enjoyed this. It was kind of a break from the other typical doll stuff, but I'll go back to working on the Obitsu doll next and making her a pair of boots. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thanks, and bye.